What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the BJJ Balance Podcast. My name is Matt at O's Nation. This is Kenny at
The Freak Party.
The Freak Party. Before we get started, I kind of want to get into how you can find us. You can find us on Spotify, Amazon Music, Pandora, Instagram, YouTube. We're pretty much everywhere.
Yeah, Apple Podcasts,
We're spreading
Google
like
Podcasts, Samsung. Jesus,
You know what I mean?
Jesus,
Dude, we're
it's
moving.
a love revolution,
And it's growing, and we're just spreading and spreading. And I want to thank you guys. I want to thank everybody who's subscribed so far and follow us on all our outreach and all our channels so far. It's been a fun ride thus far, and we're just getting started. So for a month in, what we've accomplished so far is pretty cool to see, especially when Kenny sends me the numbers and the what's going on. It's crazy. Like we're like top 50 in the wrestling category in Apple.
Yeah.
And it's like Ric Flair and like all these like legit like professional wrestlers that have been on TV for 30 years. And then there's just Matt and Kenny just on fire coming up the ranks. And that's all. We owe that all to you guys. So thank you guys very much. Tell your friends, share us, all that stuff.
leaving reviews too. So like you have the option to leave like an Apple Podcast review, and then you have an option to leave like on a rating of 1 to 5 stars. You don't have to leave a comment. You can if it's appreciated, but you can also do the same in Spotify, and that boosts us in Spotify algorithm, which then makes us easier to find.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, leave a review. I always hear people saying that in the podcast. Hey, leave a review. I'm like, okay, well, that's why. Okay, right. I didn't even know. I'm a meathead. I don't know much about this kind of stuff. I just talk out my ass. But yeah, again, thank you. And I also want to say congrats to Jeffa. If I am pronouncing your name wrong, I am so sorry. But Jeffa Mui. Okay, I'm thinking it's Jeffa Mui from Girls Jits. I'm going to get this right real quick. Hold on. Chick Jitsu. Sorry. Chick Jitsu. I put a post every once in a while. I'll do this on O's Nation. Like tag somebody who needs to be followed that no one's really followed. Like a badass that no one really knows about. And everybody was tagging her. So congrats to you. Everybody go follow Chick Jitsu and Jeffa Mui and help her grow. I guess she's doing tournaments. She's doing all this all-girl tournaments. And, she's a black belt, and she's doing all this good stuff. So congrats to her. I'll be doing another one of those here. I do them like once a month, twice a month, or maybe sometimes just sporadic whenever I feel like it. So there'll be more coming. So congrats on that. Today, I kind of want to talk about, let me look at my notes here. Sorry. Today, I kind of want to talk about, apparently black belts are douchebags. Okay. And
according to the comments,
we put out a short reel, whatever platform they call it, TikTok, whatever. We put that out because we're on all those networks. Follow those. Jiu-jitsu weeds out douchebags.
Yeah.
And for the most part, I think everybody agreed.
Yeah. I would say overall, if you just went off of like liking, with a ton of likes, a lot of people agree with it, obviously, but in the comments, there was a lot of hate on black belt specifically.
Black belt douchebag here. Oh, this guy's a black belt. He's a hey. Okay, and bringing up certain. I'm not gonna say names. We're bringing up certain black belts that have like a checkered history of stuff, like, and just like pinpointing that. Like, if I said football players are all pretty cool, and you're like, but O.J. Simpson, you know what I mean? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, hey. And I just thought that was funny. It's like the haters and it's like everybody's hating on the black belts, but black belt is kind of like what everybody's training to become. Right. Or at least that's what I was training to become.
Right.
That was my goal. I'm sure that's your goal.
I think all these guys are just going to stop at brown.
Yeah, they're just like, I can't get my black. I don't want to become an asshole. Yeah. So, I mean, I don't get it. Like, have I met assholes? Yeah.
Yeah. At every belt rank.
Right. I mean, there's guys you don't like, but I'm saying generally they get weeded out. That's all I was trying to say.
There's exceptions to every rule and everything. And overall, most people that train jiu-jitsu are pretty cool.
Yeah.
Occasionally, there's a douchebag. Most people that I work with are pretty cool. Occasionally, someone at my work is an asshole.
There's always somebody doesn't like.
Yeah.
You know, generally it's the purple belt. Generally, hey, there's always that single purple belt. Okay, and I always make memes and I always make reels and stuff about this. The purple belt that steals your girl.
Yeah.
Because I've seen it. I've seen it so many times.
Really?
So a lot of these guys get mad at these purple belts. These purple belts be coming in there slaying.
Yeah.
You know, they're usually single because you know, and it's
White belts and blue belts.
the hotness is the purple belt, man.
Leave your ladies at home.
The purple belt is dangerous. You got to keep your eye on the purple belt. He's wild. He shows up late. His hair's always done. You know what I mean? Like he's here for your girl. He's here for your girl. You got to be ready about that.
That's what he showed up for.
You know. So people be like, "Oh, where do you get your inspiration from your memes?" I get my inspiration from my memes from
Being in the gym.
the mat time I've spent at the gym.
Yeah.
I do all inside stories that I see. That's how I make the meme. Like, I don't know how you do it. Where do you come up? How did you think of that? I was like, just a random story that just comes to me.
We have enough years on the mat like you do. Yeah, you're gonna. And then you've got the gym. You're also coming to a large gym, so there's a lot of people. You've got a lot of inspiration to pull from.
Exactly.
Yeah, if you go to a gym that has 10 people, then it might be a little more difficult to run.
And you get these inside stories when it's the after the gym, when the class is over and everybody's just shooting the shit, hanging out. You get all the inside jokes into this, you know, and you get that like, oh, did you know that so-and-so said purple belt was talking to the new girl over there? Like, really? Isn't she married? What the? Okay, well, I'm going to make, that's where I get my freaking, that's where I get all my intel. So that's how I make them. People have asked me, like, where do you get your ideas for this stuff? I was like, I don't know, man. It just comes to me. This is how my brain works.
If your wife is training and you don't, and she's got a purple belt's phone number in her phone, be cautious.
Like I said, yeah, exactly. Am I a black belt legit? I would like to say I'm legit. Am I the best black belt in the world? Fuck no. I'm not the best black belt in the world. I'm not claiming to be. Might I be one of the funniest black belts in the world? I would like to think I'm pretty funny. I like to think that like I have a quick wit about me and I'm a good talker. So yeah, that's where I hang my hat. Because that's where I hang my hat.
I'm gonna place you right up there with Hanato Laranja,
LaRaja,
Yeah.
and Craig Jones and all of it. You know, I just like that. I'm a silly goose. I like to have fun. So that's where I get my inspiration. And you guys threw the fun back at me this week. Someone said I look like Tua Tagovailoa or whatever, the quarterback for the Miami Dolphins. And I'm like, oh, I don't see that. I'm not Samoan, but thanks. Someone said I look like Steven Crowder. Now, I kind of laughed at that one because I didn't know who that was. And I finally clicked on him and I was like, all right, I can see that.
Yeah, I don't. He was like, that's when he just Steven Crowder ? I was like, are you saying that Matt looks like Steven Crowder? Like, yes, that was the response. Yes, okay.
Well, that's me, Steven Crowder. I had posted a clip of me rolling just for like the page because I figure like some people want to see like who's this guy talking? Is he actually trained? I posted a clip of me rolling last week, just a little quick one, and someone's like, it must be real nice. You guys are when you guys come in funny in the comments, I laugh my ass off. So don't feel like you can't come in funny. Someone's like, must be nice waking up at 6 a.m. and have to roll with a bear. Hey, hey guys. And then I do a little bit of inversion.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And people are like, what the?
Yeah.
Like
big boys can invert too.
Big boys can invert too, man. We out here. I've been trying to tell you guys, I'm not genetically big. I am burrito big. Okay, that's a difference. That's called I got married. I had a knee surgery. I ate a lot of food when I recovered, put on a little bit of baby weight, and I'm trying to get it off.
You posted a yearbook picture, a high school yearbook picture.
Yeah.
It might have been on Facebook or something.
Yeah, small.
And I was like, wow. Like,
yeah, we really filled out. We really filled out. And I'm going to tell you this right now. The camera puts on 622 pounds. I've been trying. Okay. We all know that. Like if you saw me, like, wow, you look way smaller. I'm just telling you that right now. The camera puts on 622 pounds. So you guys said I look like celebrities, and that got me to thinking, if you had to choose two people, any walk of life to roll, who would you choose?
I think the obvious answer, and it's not my answer, the obvious answer would be the current president and the former president.
Dude.
I told my wife this question. Her immediate response, without zero hesitation, Oprah and Dr. Phil.
Oprah and Dr. Phil. Oprah might take her.
Yeah.
Take him, rather. Dr. Phil.
He's from Texas.
He's from Texas. He ain't going to play that game.
Yeah. He probably played a little high school football.
But it depends. Like, what Oprah we getting? Fat Oprah? Or we getting skinny Oprah?
Right.
You don't know who you're getting. You know what I mean?
She's a thinker.
Oprah and Dr. Phil. I didn't think of those two.
Yeah.
You're going double presidents. That is going to be the worst round you've ever seen in your life.
It's about 90 seconds of grunting and then a lot of exhaustion, gasping for air.
Like Shane Gillis says, every time I see Biden get off stage, he looks like a Roomba. You know, he's like a Roomba. He doesn't know where to. I can only imagine him rolling. You know what I mean? How funny that would be. For me, I'm choosing Stevie Wonder and Ray Charles because I want to see if this invisible jiu-jitsu is the real deal.
Do they start near each other?
You have to start touching, right? I want to see if everybody's like, "Do you roll blindfolded?" I'm like, "You told me that a couple months ago." It's like I never have. I want to see that. I want to put Wonder in a camp, and I want to put Charles in a camp, and I want them to roll, and I want to see, who's got the skills. That's who I would choose.
If one of them was alive still.
Yeah.
Are they the same age? Are we talking like both?
You get prime. Both of them in the prime.
Okay.
They're both on the piano, and they both just turn away from the piano, and then just meet up, and they just go for it.
Just drop to the floor and just grabby roll towards each other.
Yeah. I'm gonna probably give Ray Charles the advantage because Diet Coke.
True. He was a little smaller, not smaller, thinner.
The jiu-jitsu was built for the small guy. Remember?
Yeah, wiry.
So, how was your training over the week? Good.
I've been coming down with this weird kind of sickness thing, so I only trained one day because I was like afraid to go into the gym. And then after 3 days of just like I feel fine, I just have like an odd cough. I was like, screw it, I'm going. So it was good. I had good rounds that day. We had guest instructor because so Jay was out, so we had
Kahil.
And Steve.
Okay, cool. Yeah. Kahil, good instructor, man.
Yeah,
for sure. A good takedown game.
Yeah,
a lot of good takedowns.
It was, I guess, his first day back. I guess he had some sort of an eye surgery.
He had
an eye,
retina or something, ripping it in his eyeball.
He said he had like 3 surgeries on it or something. So it was his first time back. He said he was going a little light.
Little light, yeah. He's a good dude, man.
Yeah.
One of my guys I was training, I was sitting on the wall, and the guy's like, "Hey, man, I listened to the podcast. What are you sitting on the wall for?" I was like, "Hey, dude, that was last week, bro." Someone called me.
New goals
this week, dude. I got new goals. It's not even that week.
Yeah.
Got new goals. But yeah, man, we're blowing through these things real quick.
Sticker pack. We're coming up with a sticker pack.
Sticker pack.
Yeah. Wife made some designs. I'll get those ordered up here this week.
We'll post them on the BJJ Balance page. I'll share them on Oast Nation. They're pretty cool. Definitely like them. Never trust a rash guard. So you kind of talked about, as we were talking about via text, cross-training benefits, right? So to me, there's huge benefits to cross-training.
Yeah. Well, I've heard,
and I think we've talked about this a little bit, but I kind of want to get more in depth on it. And then whether it's like you're just getting tournament style feel,
right,
in your cross-training.
I was talking not just necessarily like other disciplines. Like obviously, there's definitely a benefit to training judo takedowns or wrestling takedowns or just wrestling body control and whatnot. But more specifically, like cross training, like gym stuff. You know what I mean? Like sometimes it can be a disadvantage to be a really muscular guy. You've got more muscle that's taking more oxygen out of your body. Yeah. If you don't have an amazing gas tank already, you could gas quickly. Yes, there's definitely benefits to being strong, but I've seen guys. So I went and watched the in person the ADCC Open in Orange County a couple months back. It was like in April, and there was a guy there that was he was a shorter guy, but he was built like Conan. Just the look of him, just like just ripped, shredded, huge shoulders, huge traps.
Very scary in the bullpen.
Yeah, but there were some skinnier guys that were maybe a little more flexible, or like, you know, when you have massive biceps and triceps, like there's certain chokes that he just wasn't able, you know what I mean? Things he's going for that he's just not going to get, because
his game is you definitely get, like, your game gets changed to your body, whatever your body is. And I've said this before, if you're bigger, you know, and you got a belly, use your belly. If you're really jacked, you know, you're probably gonna have heavy top game pressure, you know what I mean? But like, yeah, it's a give and take on your cardio. Right. This is why I think jiu-jitsu is the best martial art. It's because a jiu-jitsu athlete is not afraid to fix his holes. Right. So some guy, I was like, hey man, my takedowns suck. I'm gonna sign up for judo.
Right.
You know what I mean? I'm gonna take an MMA fight. I'm a jiu-jitsu guy. I'm gonna go train stand-up. A jiu-jitsu guy is not afraid to assess his deficiencies in the game, right, and then fix them. And for someone who's like a Muay Thai guy,
it's like the end all be all.
No, Muay Thai wins.
Yeah.
No, I don't need that shit. Right. I'll just, you know, they're just like too prideful. Other martial arts are so prideful.
Yeah.
And I think you also get that a lot in Krav. They'll be like, wow, man, I've seen a lot of guys from Krav come over just to straight jiu-jitsu, and I know guys who do both. Right. So it's kind of like, I think Krav is also another art where they can like self-assess themselves and then fix themselves.
I don't think that that's rooted in, you know, an ancient culture either. You know what I mean? Like that's Israeli military based martial art. So I think the whole point of it is just to be as effective as possible. So if you're ineffective in a certain area, then like, yeah, obviously let's fill that gap.
And I'm not a guy who's going to shit on other martial arts. I think all martial arts are beneficial in some facet.
Yeah.
I feel like the guy who does all the crazy jump kicks and flips and stuff, like that was probably pretty beneficial when you're fighting horses.
Right.
And you have to jump kick a guy off a horse or something like that. You know what I mean? Like, but when you're thinking it in close quarter combat where there's walls and stuff and you can get someone, you know, turn and face them in the wall and dump them. Right. That's why I think jiu-jitsu is the best. Would I want to fight Floyd Mayweather or a legit boxer on a football field? Right. And he just backing up and just peppering me with that jab?
Right.
Probably not.
Right.
But like if I could turn and all of a sudden like I turn the angle and next thing there's a wall behind him and I could get to the wall and close the distance and take him down.
Right.
So that's why I think jiu-jitsu is the best martial art, because we are not afraid to say, hey, my stand-up sucks. I'm going to take a wrestling class, right, or I'm going to take a judo class. And which I feel like judo even.
Yeah.
And I know some guys who do both. But the guy who is just a judoka feels like jiu-jitsu, they stole from us. We don't need jiu-jitsu.
Right.
And that's wrong.
Yeah. I'm not super familiar with judo other than...
Yeah, we got to watch what we say.
Right. It's heavily...
Because, hey, holy fuck, guys. Dude, we're just talking here.
Yeah.
We had guys come in the comments like...
I made a comment about the belt system being adopted from Taekwondo. Admittedly, I was wrong there.
He even said, I might be wrong on this, but I think I remember bro science, guys.
Yeah, 100% bro science. And I caught flack in the comments, tons of it. DM. When I went to the gym the next week, we have a guy there that trained judo in the past, and he was coach walks up to me, Jason. He's just like, yeah, so-and-so's got a bone to pick with you. I was like, about what? He's like, the belt system. I was like, oh God. And I was like, look, I know.
That's funny, dude. Like, but I think I interrupted what you were trying to say. But yeah, I don't understand. Cross training is definitely the thing. It's good for you. It's good to weight lift. It's good to, you know, be strong for sure. Like if two guys are the same technique level,
right,
then it goes to the next attribute, strength,
right,
or cardio.
So I saw on one of these little jiu-jitsu forum things I'm in this weekend or this week, and a guy had mentioned, he goes, I'm a white belt. I'm 50 something years old. He goes, I was in the gym a lot before I started training jiu-jitsu. And he goes, recently in roles, people have been telling me, oh, you're really strong. And then somebody told me that that's kind of like a backhanded compliment. And there was some conversation back and forth. And as a white belt, like, you don't have a lot of tools. You know, I get that the backhanded compliment is you should be using technique, not strength. But if you don't have any technique, you should use what you have.
Right.
Like you just mentioned earlier. And I think when I hear arguments and things like that, I always try to think like, okay, well, if the shoe were on the other foot, like what would be the opposite into that? So it's like, you don't see strong guys going to, you know, flexible guys. Well, you know, if you weren't
exactly,
you're really flexible. You know what I mean? Like,
exactly. You don't look at,
hey, why don't you tone your flexibility down a little bit and focus on some technique?
So many times, I can't even count that I've rolled, and we've brought this up, that someone's like, oh, you're too strong. We've brought this up. And I've never said, dang, you just got too much cardio, or hey, you're too fast. I can't. This is not something.
Why don't you tone the speed down a little bit and focus on some technique?
Use what brought you to the dance. If you come in and you're fucking jacked, congrats, because it's hard to get jacked.
Yeah, and maintain it.
You're doing it, man. Like, that's your, as a base white belt, that's your money right there.
Be strong. Avoid being spazzy, but be strong.
Right. Like, it's not your fault, you know. If you're way bigger than a guy, like, to me, sometimes I'm way bigger than my guys I'm rolling with.
Right.
And I can't help that. Their mom and their dad like the spinner. You know what I'm saying? Like, I can't help that. That's not my fault. You know what I mean? Like, hey, this is the way I'm built, dude. I'm built like a square. Okay? I can't help that. You know, your dad's into small girls, and now you're small, and that sucks.
Right.
But guess what? You could still be great at jiu-jitsu. And I have been beat by plenty of guys really, really, really small.
Yeah.
They got endless cardio, and they have great technique, and they're crawling all over me. So just whatever you bring into the dance, don't be afraid to use that. And by cross-training at other gyms or doing other martial arts to get better at certain things, I think that's great.
Yeah. Do you do anything else other than?
I lift.
Yeah.
I lift. I like to hit the gym. When the family's asleep, I go there, try to work out when I can. I don't do it as much as I used to, which I feel like now that I got this little 8 weeks coming off here, I got 6 to 8 weeks off for the baby bonding coming up.
Okay.
So now I'm going to like really focus on lifting and training, almost like replace my job with that stuff.
Okay.
To get me in shape for next year for competing.
Nice.
So I'm really going to focus and hone in on doing that. I've already started eating better, my fasting. I've done like for 2 weeks or a week of pretty good intermittent fasting.
Okay.
So yeah, when do I go on vacation? I think like right after Thanksgiving is when I start my week. So I'm going to miss all the holidays.
Okay.
And then have that off with the family and just training. So I'm pretty excited about that. So
you do like isolated workouts, like back and bi, chest and tri, that kind of thing?
So my gym regimen is chest, and between every set, I'm knocking out 20 push-ups.
Okay.
And then I'll do bis and back, legs on Wednesdays, tris and shoulders on Thursdays. And then Friday, I kind of just mix up whatever I feel like I pushed out on to the week. And then I usually take the weekend off. That's how I would always lift. But I don't know. I've been known to skip leg day sometimes. You know what I mean? Hey, it is what it is. But yeah, I love lifting. I love just getting there and being by myself. And it's something you can do really, really slow. You know what I mean? I'm not really into the HIIT workouts where it's like, go, keep the heart going. I'm like, I'll sit there in 2 minutes before my next set and like chill. You know what I mean? It's kind of like more of like just to kind of get away and not have to worry about, it's one of the few things I can do now where I don't have to worry about like helping somebody or I don't know.
Right. Yeah. No, I've read stuff where there's benefits to taking long rests in between sets and whatnot, just so that when you step up for that next set, you've got maximum power back forward again. And
I feel like working out is like, it's just like jiu-jitsu. Lifting in the gym is just like jiu-jitsu because you don't, and especially, this is great. And I just thought it was on the fly. Lifting in the gym is like taking a jiu-jitsu class for a girl. you're so scared of the free weights.
Right.
So you just go to the cardio machines.
No, I don't.
You know, I'm not saying you. I'm saying females.
Yeah.
They're so scared because it's intimidating as shit.
Yeah.
So that's the same thing with guys when they want to try jiu-jitsu. It's very intimidating because you don't know what to do. You don't know how to put your gi on. You don't know any of the stuff. You don't know the unwritten rules. And all these guys are just, you know, rolling. It's very intimidating.
Right.
I can kind of see that's how females feel, I think, when it goes to like traditional gym.
Right.
Unless they have a buddy who knows how to lift, who showed them.
Well, so when I met my wife, I remember her telling me like, oh, she like really liked working out. And she was doing.
She watches this, dude. Careful.
I know. Yeah. This will go some places. She'll agree with this. And she was doing like a lot of like resistance band stuff. And then I remember talking to her about like she wanted a bigger butt. I'm like, you got to squat. She's like, well, I do squat. And I'm like, with weight, you know, like you got to lift weight. Can't just squat with rubber bands. Like you're never gonna get a giant ass doing that. You got to pick up heavy shit and put it down.
You pick it up and set it down.
Yeah. So she is hard as fuck at that now. She just
oh man, she makes me feel like shit.
Yeah. Every morning.
I'll see her IG story. It's like 5 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah.
I mean, am I up? Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm already usually at gym or whatever, but like, I see it and I'm like, damn, dude.
Yeah, she goes hard.
That's great. But yeah, I think that's the same thing. Like I was saying, it's the same thing. That the girls feel the same way as the guys going to the gym. So it's kind of like, it could be intimidating.
Yeah. Yeah. Especially if you're not going to like a fundamentals class or like a white belt.
Intro class.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I feel like that's what those are so good for, is because it's not so much like the fundamentals are important, because they're very important, but it's kind of like everybody's new here too.
Right.
And I don't feel like
I'm
giving this purple belt bad work.
Right.
There's nothing worse than rolling with a guy, because this happened to me when I rolled Bashesha. Okay. So there's nothing worse than rolling with a guy. You're a white belt. He's a purple belt. And he's just like playing with you, or he's like teaching you and showing stuff during the roll, which is fine. I love doing that. But you're like, man, I didn't give him any work. You know what I mean? Like he wasted it around. He didn't get his full go from me.
It could have been a rest round for him though too. You know what I mean?
Been.
You could have just had a hard round. Like,
I rolled Bashesha. I was like, all right, cool. Like, great. Let's Poncho's like, we're going to go down there and get him work. He's got a big match coming up and he needs big guys. He's like, all right, say less. Right. Drove down to headquarters, roll with him. Poncho tells him that I like lasso. I'm like, what the fuck, Poncho?
He's really into these things.
He's like, Portuguese words here, lasso, points at me. I'm like, all right, the only thing I had. Anyways, roll with him. He doubles me. He subs me like 6 times.
Oh, wow.
We did 10 minutes from the feet standing. 6, 7 times. It absolutely destroys me. And I'm like, dude, I was like, I'm sorry. I wanted to apologize to the guy.
Right.
Because I felt like, dude, like there's like Luis Ponza and Poncho and all these other big names that are rolling with them.
Right.
And me. And I'm like, a brown belt. And I'm like, I'm sorry, dude. I was like, I hope I helped you in some kind of way. Like, I don't know, like need some water. Like I felt so bad. And the reason, he knew I liked lasso. I didn't even get a chance to even grab a sleeve on the fucking guy.
Oh, wow.
He was so explosive. But, maybe, if I had a better lasso, I could get off on it. Anyways, because I feel like people don't level up their money moves.
Right.
And I feel like you have to level up your money moves. People get away from their original moves that they love in jiu-jitsu because their teammates start figuring them out.
Right.
Or, you know what I mean? They're like, the scissor sweep is the best. It's the best, coolest move you learn as a white belt. You're like, fucking scissor sweep, dude. Right. Fucking sick.
Well, they're over and I'm on top.
Your kid comes, scissor sweep. Your fucking your wife's coming out, scissor sweep. Like everybody's just getting it, dude. You scissor sweep the world when you first learn that shit. And then you figure out like, wow, the guy just put his hands on my kneecaps and now he shut my shit down. Like
right.
My scissor sweep don't work no more. You know what I mean? But like you can level up your scissor sweep.
Right.
And Phil in our gym, he's a world-class scissor sweeper, dude. The guy scissor sweeps me still. He kicks the knee. He high knee shield. There's different ways because he didn't abandon it. He stayed with it. People know someone likes half guard. People know that he likes half guard. People know that Lucas likes half guard.
Right.
But he still gets the half guard and he still sweeps you anyway because he's leveled up his money moves so much.
Do you think it's just a matter of practicing more or just kind of expanding upon that move?
I feel like it's reps.
Okay.
It's been put into that. You get put into that situation so many times. You can get to, he probably, like a guy like Lucas Late, he probably gets the half guard, not even trying to get the half guard.
Right.
It's like same thing with me.
His muscle memory.
And I'm not even saying like I'm like a great, I'm very good. Lasso is the guard I like to play. I'm not saying like a world class lasso, but I find myself in my rounds automatically my legs just like I'm not even thinking about it. It's like jiu-jitsu is like tying your shoes.
Right.
Okay. When you first start jiu-jitsu, you're 5 years old as a white belt, and you're like, I know the concept of tying my shoes. I was like, I know I got to make a loop. I got to go around, make bunny ears, put it through the hole, pull it through. Oh, missed it.
Right.
Retry again. And then eventually, oh, got it. After you've done it, you've leveled up your money move so many times, you just naturally start you're just like, I'm not even thinking. I'm just tying that bitch. Right. So it's kind of like, jiu-jitsu is like tying up your shoes. And I feel like you should level up your money moves to get to a spot where you're just naturally doing it. Like first thing a big guy levels up is the stack pass off a triangle. First of all, little guys don't triangle big guys. That's dumb. Okay? Because you're going to lick your knee and we're going to come in the side. We're going to get real nice and cozy. So don't triangle big dudes.
They're probably wide enough that you're not getting in anyway.
You're going to I put my hand in a holster. I'll put my hand right here in the holster. And I'm like, put my neck out, like shoot your legs up. Just so I could come. Because we don't want to do the work. Put our hands. We don't want to put our knee into the center line. And we don't want to break the guard open. We don't want to stand up and break the guard the right way. We'd rather just do it lazy and let you miss your triangle so we can just nestle right in. Don't triangle big guys, first of all. Rule number 1. So yeah, that's the, we've leveled that up. Big guys are like, oh, as soon as the triangle comes on, big guy, shoulder shrug, boom, side control. That's the first move big guys level up.
I think when you figure out in your gym who's figured out your game, I think it's good to go with those people specifically because I play half guard and I play lockdown. And there's guys in my gym that know it's coming and they'll try to stop it, but they can't. And then there's guys that can actually mitigate it or get out of it and whatnot. So I go with them I'm not going to change my game up. As far as like, I'm not going to not play lockdown. I'm going to figure out, like maybe I played a little more loose this time and I don't just lock it out. So that way they can't just break it with their traditional break, putting the hands behind the butt and sprawling out isn't going to work if I've just got my legs in the lockdown position, but I haven't locked you down yet.
Well, see, like a lockdown for me with my bad leg, like I'm like, damn, all right, well, like I'll just be like, you're about to eat this shoulder, my man, because I'm not going to make any funny movements unless I can get under the butt and then sprawl. Right. I'll do that. But that for the most part, like if someone locks down, like there's a guy, Sean, in our gym, he loves the lockdown too. And I'm like, I got the lockdown on that leg. I was like, all right. And I'll end up getting out of it. But it's like, it's one thing I don't like is like, not because I don't like it because, you're going to hurt my leg. Cause I don't give a fuck. Like my leg is already mangled. Like,
right.
It's do your shit. But like, I'm like, damn it. You got me in a lockdown. Like,
yeah.
Fuck. But then also like, I'm like, all right, well, I got to get out of it. Like it's part of jiu-jitsu. There is no, don't touch this. When I roll, it's not like, if I'm rolling with you, everything is open.
Right.
Like we talked on last week. I don't like, don't touch here, don't touch there.
Right. Right. Three-quarters.
But then lockdown
3 of my limbs don't touch those.
The lockdown on my right leg is something I'm like, fuck, man.
Yeah.
And that's the lockdown that you always go because, I have a right-handed dominant guy is going to pass to his left.
Yeah.
You pass to your left, the legs are on your right leg. Maybe if I was not such a meathead and wanted to work on my shit more, I would pass to the right. Right. And then force him to lock down my left leg and there would be no more pain. That's on me. And that's something I got to do. And that's something I'm going to work on this week.
That's your goal?
That's my goal. I'm going to try to pass to the right. this week. Tomorrow, my boy here is coming to train at my gym, or at Poncho's gym, not my gym, but it's coming to train where the gym I train at, and he's going to take the class that I teach, and I better not pass to your left. You call me out. You be like, hey,
You guys all know.
You passed the wrong side. I'm like, all right.
I'll make an IG video on my way out of the gym.
This motherfucker lied. He lied.
Yeah. No, I'm excited for that tomorrow.
What goals do you have?
I think I'd like to. I'm going to steal yours from last time. I think I'd like to not sit out any rounds. I need to start gearing up towards competing. So I mentioned before that I've got a super supportive wife. She'll meal prep for me and all that stuff if it's time to compete. So she in the past had competed in like NPC fitness. I'm not sure what specific class that she was in. So she wants to do that in next year, at the beginning of next year as well. So I think we're both going to go into kind of like
crazy
clean,
diet.
clean eating and just kind of discipline mode.
What do the kids think about that when you guys are in that mode? Like, damn it, chicken again?
My kid eats isolated meals anyways.
My kid is so picky, dude.
All she wants is mac and cheese, pasta, chicken nuggets, corn dogs. That's pretty much it. So
yeah, same. My kid is so picky. I'll be like,
yeah.
So I got some questions I posted on the story of O's Nation and BJJ Balance. I asked any questions on the pod. So this is where I'm going to read some questions. We'll try to answer them the best we can. What's your favorite gi choke? This is from Alpha Scrap HQ on Instagram. What's your favorite gi choke? Mine is loop choke from Anywhere I Can Get It. Me personally, not much of a loop choke guy. I just don't know. It's just something I never really got, like, because with my bad legs, I don't really like to have an open guard unless I have like a lasso or I have a spider and an open guard. So a lot of times you hit loop chokes from the butterfly.
Okay.
And so loop chokes, something I really don't like to do very often. But my favorite gi choke is usually the next one. I like choking guys from side control with gi chokes. I've got a bunch of them. So there's a bunch of them. And you can look those up at Money Moves for a Big Guy on O's Nation BJJ YouTube. I have them on there. So there's a bunch of gi chokes I like to do from side control. So anything from side control, far lapel, gi chokes I like to do. You?
I am a in no gi. I know we're talking about gi chokes. So in no gi, when I get the back, I'm rear naked all day. But in gi, I struggle with rear naked. And once Jason taught bow and arrow, I realized how often it was there.
Oh, it's there.
I bow and arrow the world at this point. Let's
Regular fucking Robin Hood and Merriman over here.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Now there's only 3 Robin Hoods.
Yeah.
To me. There's Kevin Costner.
Yeah.
The Fox.
Yeah.
And the dude in tights.
Yeah. Yeah.
There's no other Robin Hoods.
Yeah.
And if you guys think there's another Robin, if you frickin' bring Russell Crowe up, go fuck yourself. There's 3 Robin Hoods. And yes, the bow and arrow choke is probably the most #1 hit submission in jiu-jitsu tournaments.
It used to be such a foreign move to me. Like it looks so complex when you don't understand it. It's so easy. It's
whatever thumb. If you have some guy's back, here's a little quick, and your right hand's over the top of the shoulder, like the choke arm, and your thumb in. If you basically arm drag and jump your butt cheeks to one side, and if you're on this side, you jump your butt cheeks to the side. There, it's always there. It's boom,
right,
boom. It's so easy.
Yeah. Jay was showing us this back take thing. So like, let's say you're trying to, you don't have your hooks in. You're trying to get something. You've got their back, but they're like sitting on their butt. How to pull it from there instead. Like if
he's so good at the bow and arrow choke.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
There's a couple of him. At my buddy Andrew, they're all big bow and arrow choke guys.
Yeah. Next
question from Mario Perito 509. If I butcher your name, my bad, brother. How to deal with anxiety?
In general?
Obviously he might be seeing like anxiety with training or anxiety with competing. I'm assuming he left it very vague.
I get competing wise, music for me. Throw the headphones on.
Headphones.
Yeah, kind
There's CBD.
Yeah.
Some people put the drops into their tongue and they're chilling. There's obviously extracurricular activities that you could do
Right.
before coming into the train.
I've done that.
You know, you could smoke, whatever.
Yeah. I wouldn't recommend that before competition, but
you know, Eddie Bravo would say otherwise.
yeah.
Yeah. But anxiety, reps kills anxiety too. So the more you compete, the easier it's going to get.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like I've said before, don't bring your family members to your competitions.
And they want to go so bad.
They want to go so bad. They love you. You're the best. Your dad, your uncle, your papa, whatever.
I think too, for those who've never competed, or maybe you're going into your first comp soon or something like that, it's so short. Like when I went, I was there the whole day supporting, you know, Checkmate Murrieta, dedicated. There's, you know, you're watching matches all day. But when it's actually your time to go to the bullpen and compete,
it's boom, boom.
Yeah, it's so fast. Even I had like an 8-man bracket and I was there for like 20, 25 minutes and it was done.
It's quick.
Yeah.
But like you lose, like look, you don't want to lose in front of them. I've said this before. You don't want to lose in front of the people you love, and it's gonna nut you up. And you're gonna get so might as well have your opponent have his girl there,
right,
and his kids, and let him be nutted up. You're there with us. You're there with the community you roll with every night. So you're not going to be nervous because you lose in front of them every day. Right. And if you have anxiety, you're probably a lower belt. So, you know, you haven't got the reps in. So don't let that get you. Like, just have fun. And I've said it before, live in the moments.
Right.
Like, you're not living for wins and losses. You're living to say one day, like, look at me. When I'm old and gray, you have these pictures of you and be like, damn, I was that fucking dude.
Right.
So that's how I would kill anxiety. Reps. You could do medicinal stuff. You can listen to music, you know, but I think just reps and just people you train with every day, that'll kill anxiety.
Open mats.
Open mats kind of get that same feel, right?
Yeah.
Because you're rolling with guys you don't know.
Yeah. If you're going to like an open mat outside of your gym, go to other gyms. You walk in, and if you go solo, you're not rolling with your boy. And you walk into this place, it's like, these are all foreign people. They don't know who you are. You don't know who they are. They don't know your skill level. You don't know their skill level. Get after it. You know what I mean? And when you fare decently well, walk out of there with your head held high. Like that's essentially a competition scenario without the hype of the competition behind it.
The kill anxiety, you've already, look at most guys competing for the first time. You're not, trying to be a world champion at jiu-jitsu, right? You're not like, that's not your goal.
Right.
You're just a journeyman. You've already probably accomplished a bunch of stuff in your life. You've accomplished whether you've graduated school, your job, your family, your kids. Like jiu-jitsu isn't life. Jiu-jitsu is just something you're doing.
Right.
So just focus on like just having fun.
Right.
And the anxiety will go.
The other thing too is, and this is something Jason I think has mentioned in the past to us in class, like when you go to the comp, you've already done all the work. There's nothing that you're going to do day of that's going to change it for the better. You know what I mean? Like you're not going to learn something in the parking lot really quickly or on the warm up mats that you're going to hit in that competition. We all know that good technique takes repetition. And you're not hitting those reps.
And this goes into the next question from this guy. Phil from the UK. Bonjour, my friend.
Wrong country, but okay.
Hey,
cheerio.
Hey, every time someone comments that's not from the United States, it's bonjour, dog. Okay, bonjour, my friend. Phil from the UK. Any tips on my second comp coming up on Sunday? Well, congrats for signing up. That's the hardest thing to do because now you're in it. And what we just said, use all that. But everybody, so here's my thing. Everybody has a strategy for the first 15 seconds of their jiu-jitsu match in their tournaments.
Right.
And you have this takedown. And I know, and you know, Phil, you probably have this takedown that you're like, I'm going to try to hit this takedown I've been working on. because it starts from the feet, and a lot of schools start from the knees.
Right.
And you're like, I'm gonna hit this takedown. If I hit this takedown, I'm on top. I'm winning. I'm just gonna hit this takedown. I'm just gonna hit this takedown. This one takedown that I've been working on. Guess what? The guy you're going against, unless he's a wrestler of some sort, he's doing the same thing.
Right.
There's this takedown that he just needs. Is if he hits this takedown, well, let's just play defense. Let's have our elbows in and let's let him miss his takedown.
Right. And you end up on top.
And you end up on top. Yeah. Defensive wrestling wins early jiu-jitsu matches. Yeah. Be heavy on your heels, heavy, everything. Always get the underhook grip if it's gi. Always get the underhook if it's no gi. And just ready to sprawl and here comes the throw. And you just wait for it and stay heavy and sprawl out. And just, if you're thinking I'm sprawling on his takedown the whole time, you're golden. And if it becomes an 8th grade slow dance where nothing's happening, you're just head to head and just freaking listening to Celine Dion and just dancing back and forth, the ref will break you up and he'll start giving out warnings. Who gives a shit?
Right.
I'd rather take a DQ and both walk away than lose this match. And this is Poncho strategy right here. After that second warning, guess what? Homeboy is going to shoot for that takedown. Right. And he's going to miss it. And you're going to be on top and win. So play that top game. Play that bully game. And everything's going to be okay.
Smart. That's a smart tactic.
What else we got? Well, I'll save them for the next podcast. The next ones. So, again, I want to thank you guys for all the growth thus far on the thing. We're just getting started. A lot of stuff coming, a lot of stuff in the works. We finally got the ability to maybe have some guests soon.
Yeah.
Which is going to be really, really cool. We got a bunch of cool people lined up. If you want to be a guest,
hit us up
on the BJJ Balance podcast. DM me on the Most Nation page. DM any of us at our individual pages. DM BJJ Balance Instagram. And we could set that up, whether it's on the phone or whether it's in person. If you're a SoCali person, we could figure it out. We might be able to even travel to you.
Yeah, we've got the ability to do digital interviews and whatnot. So we could do FaceTime. We could do a Discord call. We got all kinds of stuff.
We are on all social media networks.
Yeah,
TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, all that stuff. So again, like us, subscribe to us on all those channels.
YouTube.
We are on YouTube. If you want to watch the full episode of this podcast and not just the clips, we're on YouTube.
Yeah.
It's the @ BJJ Balance podcast. You know?
Yeah, if you just type in BJJ Balance, you're going to get a bunch of other stuff. If you type @ BJJ Balance, it'll take you right to our page.
So, and then click on the shorts and then click on our page and you can see the full episode. You can leave it up. You can listen to it. You can let your mom listen to it, your dad, whatever, dude. We're all here.
Yeah.
So again, thanks again for all the love and support. And we'll catch you on the next one. Os.